Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm Professor Selena Bartlett. I'm a neuroscientist. I run a research lab dedicated to understand how the brain works. Been running that for about 30 years. Just thought it was really important right now to talk a little bit about brain freeze during this crisis. I've been people been reaching out to me because they've been noticing things that they can't really explain because they're not really aware that the situation that we're surrounded with is unprecedented and different. Being in isolation, having this relentless news cycle, watching people die and losing their jobs has a massive impact on affecting the way the brain's wired. And also, it also leads to other things happening to us that we're not even aware of. All of a sudden, we're kind of facing things that we thought we weren't having any problems with. So let's just talk a little bit about brain freeze, shall we? As you know, I've given many lectures on how stress predisposes the brain to depression, anxiety, and addiction. In this graph here, on the right is a healthy brain where you can see the normal amount of blood flow and brain activity, this red in the top part of the brain. Under stress, or this is pretty much an extreme amount of stress, there's a decrease in blood flow in this part of the brain. What does that mean? It means that this leads to decreases in our ability to control our impulses, make short and long-term decisions. This is where executive functions sit. So if you're experiencing something where you're starting to notice that you're finding it difficult to get motivated to do something hard, or it's hard to make any decision, you kind of feel a little bit in a fog, that maybe you can't even think about what to cook, or, you know, when you're faced with this much uncertainty, fear and stress, it does have an impact on the brain, and it's not even that you're aware of it. And that's why I want to do this podcast today, to make you aware that it's not you, it's your brain. The brain processes everything. It's a sensory organ. It's always out there sensing everything. And because the brain's main job is to keep you alive, it processes stress, anxiety, and fear at a much greater rate than love and pleasure. You've seen these viral cat videos where a cat will jump in response to a cucumber. But in these times where we can't jump, run away, or get distracted, we're kind of stuck and isolated, the brain goes into freeze. We start to go into hibernation ourselves, and we start to mimic the environments around us. And this is because that part of the brain is super old. It's been wired over millions of years. It's actually the hardest wired part of the brain. It really runs us. And it's really annoying, and it leads to the emotional reactivity we have to extra stress, which is happening right now. So what I want to point out here is that the emotional part of the brain prioritizes stress over love and pleasure. So what that means is, for us to counteract that and to stop the freezing and to maintain our mental strength and happiness over this period of time, we have to kind of be consciously driving in the love and pleasure component of it, and being kind and gentle as much as possible, as any way possible, basically, at this time. I just want to point out how old this part of the brain is. If you look underneath the trees at their plants, the roots of those plants, the way they take up nutrients, has very similar apparatus or proteins that our brain has, and how they connect and signal to each other inside the brain. So it may even look at it, it looks like a neural network. And all the way back to mushrooms, and mushrooms were really, really old. They came after bacteria, but you can see that they can talk to each other for miles underneath the ground. And the way they talk to each other, they even use action potentials, which is what our brain uses to communicate. This is how old this circuitry is, because it's so important. It's so important that we stay alive. And so our brain's always going to be prioritizing stress, fear, and anxiety. And during this pandemic, that has just gone up tenfold, combined with so many factors that are going to affect the brain, like isolation, social distancing, just watching how things have changed out in our normal environment. All these things, they impact us. We may not think they do right now because we're kind of in the beginning of it, but we need to understand that it is the brain and it does work this way. Basically, stress and how we handle it is going to wire the brain. So we can apply the principles from neuroplasticity. The brain has a massive capacity for change and growth, and it's got unlimited potential. So what do we do on a daily basis? There's some foundational things you can do, like exercise, the way you wake up. Think of three things you're grateful for. Think about what you're eating. Try and minimize sugar and alcohol intake if that's at all possible. I know that it's a little bit difficult right now. But if we can try and maximize the healthy over the unhealthy, we're going to come out of this in great shape. We need to try and reach out to people. If you're feeling lonely, reach out to anyone. We have a support group called Boost, where we're talking about all these neuroplasticity things each of us are trying. We're supporting each other. You can friend me on Facebook if you want to, Selena Bartlett. All neuroplasticity is talking about how you can train your brain. It has this unlimited capacity for change. I have a podcast called Shining Mind that you can download and listen to that also. But the bottom line is that now is the time to try and maintain your mental strength if possible, despite everything that's going on around you. Know that we're here to connect and help you do that. And as you do this and boost your own immunity with these kind of things that you can do, you're actually helping healthcare workers by minimizing the impact on the healthcare system right now. And that's extraordinary effort and service on your part if you do that, and also to help other people. So thank you. My heart goes out to everyone right now. I understand that it's a really difficult time for a lot of people. But I just want to let you know that you can reach out to me at drselenab@gmail.com anytime. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I will be doing my best to post as many things as possible to help people get through this time.